Guys, what's going on? How are we? I'm gonna make a quick wrist pain video. I'm gonna give you a wrist routine just you can use to improve your wrist pain or anything that you're experiencing. I'm also gonna talk a bit about how wrist pain manifests and really how you want to look at it. So in my hand here, I have a brace. A lot of people use braces for their knees or elbows or shoulders, wrists, whatever it is. The thing is, if you're experiencing wrist pain, the best way to address it is by solving the actual source of it rather than using tape, rather than using bands, constantly taking Tylenol. I did that back in college. I would take so much Tylenol that I'd wake up and cough blood. Very bad spot to be. So ultimately what you want to do is you want to really solve the root cause and really look at these sort of things like kind of a Band-Aid solution where you can kind of shield it and kind of get through your workout. But if you are experiencing wrist pain, it can really turn into tendinopathy, which is a bad thing you really don't want to experience. I was very close to that. But fortunately, I learned a few things from my mentors about how to really get loose wrists and then really avoid the entire thing altogether. So that's kind of our mindset going in, guys. If you have wrist pain, think about really solving the root cause, not always looking for Band-Aid solutions. Band-Aid solutions will Band-Aid you, but the thing is, they're kind of preventing from getting it worse. You really want to address what's going on at the root, and that's the best way to attack it. So a few things here, guys. The reason why wrist pain can happen is because you either haven't warmed up properly or you don't have the right range of motion for your wrist. Let's just say we're doing a thing like push-ups right here. As you can see, I can go very far over. A lot of people don't have that wrist flexibility. So when they get into this position, this is kind of their max. They're gonna push this position, they're gonna force it, and they're gonna start having issues. So there are a few things you can do as kind of a warm-up and a stretch. We're gonna start with the stretching and then we're gonna do the warm-ups. So a few things that we're gonna start with, really simple. So you're gonna get in a position like this. You're gonna have your fingers pointed towards your body and then kind of go with what's ever comfortable. So from the side, go wherever you can. And the whole goal here is to really just get your elbows back as far as you can to open up those wrists and kind of just get a deeper range of motion. As you guys can see here, I can go pretty far back. I have a great wrist flexibility. I didn't always have this. When I didn't have this, I was always taping up, I was always sore, I was always hurting, and just doing things like that. So when you're doing this, guys, think about kind of making it comfortable. So you don't want to push too far. You don't really want to experience pain. So a few things, instead of really cranking it, you can kind of rock back and forth slowly. Like, don't jerk it like this, but the thing is you can rock back and forth, and that's what's really going to open this up for you. Okay, give it like 10, 15 rocks. If you feel you're getting more benefit, guys, go for it, okay? A lot of guides online are going to say do 10 to 15. Go with what's comfortable, right? At the end of the day, it's about your body and how you feel. Once you feel open, then you're good, okay? So might take 15, might take 25. Next one, we're gonna be getting our fingers out towards the sides. We're gonna go up top like this. So right here, and this is a great sensation. You're kind of doing the opposite of what you did. I love this feeling personally. Now, when you're doing this one, you kind of rock side to side, same concept. Push that range a little bit. All right, push it out. And again, we're really just kind of focusing on this angle here of getting our wrist to this point and then our elbow really over our fingers. And that's just gonna give us that range of motion, okay? So there's this one, and then there's one that I like to do. This is actually a very, very unique one. And we're gonna be opening up a thing called our ulnar nerve, which is actually going through our shoulder. So even if you guys have wrist pain, there's a chance you might have elbow pain, shoulder pain, things like that. So this one's pretty unique. We're gonna be going like this, kind of like popping our shoulders and elbows forwards, just like this position. Ideally, I'm gonna show you guys the ideal scenario. You extend your arms, you sit back, and really open everything up. You're gonna feel a really kind of interesting sensation from your wrist all the way to your elbow. And again, if you guys can't do this, give it your best shot. Like, it took me a while to get to this point. It doesn't happen overnight, so just give it your best effort. Even if you're kind of tight, try to extend your elbows, and that's the biggest benefit to this specific stretch. Okay, good. Now, guys, those three right there, that's gonna probably be enough for a warm-up. So every time that I warm up, before I use my wrist, before I use my upper body, I will always do that, okay? Now, the thing is, with your wrists, It's the first thing that contacts the floor, which is why it's so important. A lot of people will grab onto a pole, a bar, they're gonna stretch like that. They can. The thing is, everything with our hands starts right here, right? When I'm grabbing onto something, when I'm grabbing this weight, it starts with my hands. It starts with this contact right here, which is why when I stretch my upper body, I start with my wrists. When I stretch my lower body, I actually start with my feet because that's the first thing to contact the thing that you're working with. So those are really the 3 stretches that are gonna like really cover you. So if you're using your upper body, I highly recommend doing that before you get started. Now I'm gonna show you guys a few strengthening routines because what we're really trying to get is 1, we're trying to get that range of motion. 2, we're trying to get the range of strength, okay? If we can build strength in bigger and deeper ranges, we're never gonna have wrist issues. And it's actually a thing called bulletproof wrists where you're never ever gonna get wrist pain again. It's a good spot to be. So a few things here, guys. Let me show you a few exercises. You can scale this up or down based on your current your fitness level, things like that. So we're gonna start super simple. We're just gonna do simple wrist raises like this. I'm gonna get in a position like a kneeling push-up. And from there, I'm just gonna lift up my hands just like that, okay? And what this is gonna do, it's gonna strengthen the stuff all around my wrist. It's gonna strengthen some of the muscles in my hands. And that's really just gonna build up good defense for anything that I throw my way at my wrists, okay? Now, if you wanna scale it up, you can go up. A little bit harder, obviously. Pretty even challenging for me, so honestly, most people are probably going to be set just doing the kneeling version. If you can't do that, just get in the tabletop right here. Nice and easy. Scale it up or down based on what where you're at with your fitness, where you're at with everything. And again, guys, just go for it. Go until you feel comfortable. You're going to feel go until you feel comfortable. Go until you feel a bit of a strengthening response kick in, and you're really going to feel it in the back of your palms right here. Right in the back of your palms, right where everything meets, you're gonna really feel a good sensation just like that. Now, that's gonna be the first one. The second one that's super beneficial is going to be the wrist rockers, where I'm gonna be in a similar position. And there are really 2 ways to do this. We're gonna start by going forwards. We're gonna rock forward just like this, okay? Just like that. And again, you kind of wanna load it to where you feel a challenge, but you don't wanna be like completely overwhelmed where you're like, ah, right? So find a decent level for you. So a lot of people might be tabletop. If this is too easy, go ahead and kick it back to a kneeling position, just like that. If you're trying to really go hard in the paint, right there, okay? But for most people, probably the kneeling or the tabletop is gonna be good. Even for me, like you don't need to go crazy all the time. You just wanna rock forward like this. And what that's gonna do, it's gonna really get a bit of length in your wrist right here, but at the same time, you're really gonna be strengthening it. You probably do wanna have some sort of mat underneath, just so you're not doing this to concrete. That's not gonna feel very comfortable. So anyway, we'll kind of keep doing these. Now the last one is going to be the exact opposite. We're gonna be kind of going down like this, okay? Now the whole goal here, it's the exact same philosophy. We're going down, creating some space on the outside portion of our wrist. And then from there, again, just kind of pushing up, building up that strength in our forearms, building up that strength in our hands. Okay. Good, and again, guys, scale it up or down based on where you're at. And those are really the 3 things that you should be doing in order to help with wrist pain. Again, guys, to recap it, number 1 is get that range of motion, do your stretches, all different positions, get all of that going. If you want more intensity, you can do 1 wrist at a time. Basically just kind of like putting all your body weight and all your energy into like a single hand. You're gonna kind of put more of your weight through it so you can get a bit more of a deeper stretch. That's a bit more advanced. But again, take time, think about it differently. Don't always shield it, solve the root cause, get range of motion, strengthen your wrists, and you're gonna be on your way to having bulletproof wrists, okay? So that is it, guys. That is a 9-minute wrist review. You can go crazy with this, guys. You can go, there are crazy things you can do. You can get buckets of rice and grab it and move it around and do all sorts of crazy stuff, but this is 80% of it. So if you just do these things, these 6 things, knock it out before workout, you're gonna be in a good position to never have to deal with wrist pain again, right? That's gonna be it, guys. See you in the next video. How awkward is it? Oh yeah, squat like a monkey. All right, see you guys for real. Bye.